discounts going to be coming out today for FX Seed, for Forex League, for both in here. Let's see. You see my screen, right?
Yep.
Super dope. Super dope. All right, I'm going to get started. Let's take a look at the dollar index. Am I recording this? Yeah. So it is Sunday, March 14th, about halfway through the month, guys. As always, we're going to get started with the dollar index here. The thing is certainly looking bearish at the moment. Had a nice break on the 4-hour retest, a lot of rejection. Now we're falling below the weekly level here as I bump up to the weekly time frame. As you can see, we just retested this weekly resistance, support now turned into resistance. Nice spinning top candle last week. So I really think dollar is going to push down this week. Coming down to the daily time frame actually was pretty bullish, pushed higher, broke this resistance level. That's what we're hitting at the moment. And as you can see, there is this like inverted hammer candle here. We'll see if that's enough to make this hold above. As I come down to the 4-hour, again, 4-hour is still very bearish. I could really see this thing pushing back down into this level right here. So I could see it pushing back down into this 9,100 level, this 91 level. This was the original level that I was monitoring to see if it was going to break or not. And obviously it did. So again, 4-hour time frame bearish, down to the 1-hour time frame, again very bearish, broke support right there. Now we're just trying to retest. We're retesting this level. We're pushing down a bit. I think it could consolidate here, push up, and then push down. So with that in mind, with overall my sentiment being fairly bearish on the dollar this week, let's take a look at some of the other major pairs here. Let's start off with USD CHF. This one's setting up beautifully at the moment. Actually, there's a great short on this one literally coming up right now, but I'm gonna cover this first, what I would do to get in, but definitely opening up exactly how we want. So on the weekly time frame, we've got USF testing this support level, now turned into resistance. Last week was this huge doji candle right there. So obviously that's two confirmations. We have support turned into resistance. Now this level coming down to the daily time frame. Look at this break of support, retest of resistance, down to the 4-hour. Again, break of support here, retested resistance, evening star just formed. So at this point now, we're just really looking for entries. And the 30-minute, we could be a little bit more passive, a little bit more patient with this one before actually entering on it. But at the moment, as you can see, things are pushing down quite a bit. We did break this support level, came back, retested it. So I'm looking to get in on this one realistically sooner than later. I'm going to wait for the closure on this. There's about 18 minutes left. So I'm going to put this up about 15 pips if this does close. And then the targets on this one will be about this 4-hour low. I'll look for a retest of that level, and we'll come back down to the 30. So again, it'll be a nice 1 to 4 RR, and that'll be a great trade to take advantage of if it does come out. So this one's high on the watch list for me. Let's go over to NZD USD. And just as a reminder, again, guys, I know most of you in here know, but all of the analysis is posted inside of the Telegram and the Discord chat, and we're just running through all of it again for you guys. So let's start on this one on the monthly time frame. So taking a look at NZD USD on the monthly, obviously we're hitting this key resistance level all the way up here. A bunch of wicks forming last month, a lot of rejection from that level, but I'm going to bring this out because I like using this. We are overall pretty bullish. We came up, broke this resistance level. Now we pushed higher. Look at all the wicks at the top, but we're still bullish on this. Coming down to the weekly time frame, this is what I've been looking at. Weekly time frame pushed up, formed this level of support, pushed up, came back down here now, found support. So I'm looking for this thing to push back up into this monthly level based on last week, this candle as well. We had this doji candle form, so this is like a reversal signal. Coming down now to the daily time frame doesn't tell me much, honestly. Daily broke support, doesn't support my idea that much. I'm going to come down to the 4 hour, and this is where I'm continuing to kind of build the confidence around this idea. We have a break of resistance here, pushed up, broke down. Now at this point, we're messing around at this level here. So I'm going to look for a closure on the 4 hour right here. Once this thing closes, look how it's pushing up now. Once it closes this bullish, all I'm simply going to do is place a limit order on the retest, and wait for this thing to continue to go long. So again, 4 hour, we'd be looking for it to push up all the way up into this level. Same, daily time frame. It'd have to show us a lot right now to push up. So obviously the daily looks fairly bearish, but main confirmations coming from the weekly, this weekly support level. So yeah, I'll see at the end of this session how this is looking. If it does end up closing above this level, then I'll place a signal out for you guys. So we'll stay patient on this one. But as you can see, I'm pretty bearish on the dollar, looking for NU to push up. So let's go over to UCAD, bump up to the monthly. So monthly time frame on this one, clearly we've last week just started pushing, a ton lower. Now we're below the 200-day moving average, and we have not been below here ever since 2014. So this is a big deal that price is trying to break below now. Obviously, a lot of sellers are in the market. If we just look at this right here, obviously broke support, pushed down, formed support here, broke lower. Now we're just trending lower. Let's just go down to a lower time frame. Weekly very clearly was trending bearish, formed the support level, pushed up, tested resistance, pushed down, broke support, pushed back up. Now we're testing the resistance, pushed down, pushed back up. And then now this is where we're currently at. So let's see how we could actually take advantage of this one. Coming down to the daily. Daily is just extremely bearish. I'm gonna go ahead and take these off, take this off. So this is what I want to see. I want to see it realistically. I'm going to go between the daily and the 4 hour. I want to see a push back up into this level before shorting. Before doing anything on this, I want to see a retest of this level. On the daily is where I have it marked. That's this support level. That's in confluence with this 4 hour level as well. So this would be a nice retest of this level, and I'm put a little limit order up there. We do end up getting up there. There's a lot more room for this thing to fall. If it comes up above this level, starts pushing higher, that's when I'll start to take longs. But I have no idea to take longs at the moment, unless I was really trying to get in on this lower time frame and do something like this, where basically I waited for this to break, and then I start to take longs up into that level, like counter trend trading. But I don't think right now there's any real opportunity in that. So I'm not trying to do that. It's very bearish, a lot of momentum. So UCAD looking for sells. Let's go to GBP USD. Let's start all the way up on the monthly time frame. So this one, as you can see, we're retesting this high right here. Boom, obviously a nice resistance level. Also support back here. So this is a major level that we're coming to, but we are still very bullish. Obviously 2, 3, 4 bullish candles, 4 bullish months in a row. Down to the weekly, the same thing here. Very bullish, broke resistance here, broke higher right here, retested, broke higher, retested, broke higher. Never retested this level, but we did just form some support right there. So let's go down now to the daily time frame. So the daily time frame, well, this is what I'm seeing. We had a push up, pull back, push up, pull back, push up, pulled back, form some support. We actually broke this level. So it's like this is actually trending a bit downward. As I come to the 4 hour right here, because I want to remember what are my main confirmations at the moment. So weekly, like I said, trend is very bullish. Monthly time frame trend is very bullish, even though we are at this resistance level. Daily time frame, we broke this very minor support level, but I'm not going to let that affect me too much right now. this is what I'm mainly looking at, guys. I'm looking at this resistance. This level broke right here, pushed up. Now we came back, bullish engulfing right there, followed up by this candle. So ideally, what I'm trying to get in on as I come to 30-minute is I'm trying to get in on the first kind of higher low on this 30-minute time frame. So this thing's now pushing up a bit. Originally going into the week, I was looking for it to pull back down. Clearly, that's not happening at the moment. We're already heading higher. So once this thing closes, because we got about 11 minutes left, I'll just want to get in on the retest of this level right there. And then that's when I'll look to buy this. So GU is getting ready, early trade this week. For sure, guys, 100% for sure. Look at this resistance level. If we just tag it all the way back to right here, you know, resistance, support, support, moved a bunch higher. Now we have resistance. So this is a serious level that I'm talking about. So there's going to be a lot of volume on that one. And then EU is the only one that's actually against my other trades. The biases, the technicals are lining up a bit differently. I do like the monthly though. The monthly time frame, as you could see, pulled back 1, 2, 3 months. Now we're testing the support right here. This is a huge level. This not 119 400 level. This is a huge level of support right here. So I'm definitely keeping that in mind as I bump down. But every time frame right now below that monthly level is bearish for me. So weekly is bearish. We just broke support right here. Obviously finding some support now, but overall very fucking bearish. Daily time frame, clearly very bearish. We broke this level of support. Now we're retesting this level of resistance right here. As you can see, got some rejection in there, but we did have this long wick. And then all the way down to the 4 hour. Again, 4 hour is bearish as well. Broke support right there. We're coming back, retesting as resistance. So this is the one trade that's actually against my bearish dollar bias, because if EU goes short, that would mean the dollar would obviously be gaining some strength against the euro. So I'm gonna wait on this one. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna trade this one or not. I'm gonna just wait. If the dollar starts to push up, which obviously at the moment it's not, then maybe I'll try to get in on some positions on EU. But the way that I'm seeing it right now is on these entry time frames on the 1 hour and the 30-minute. 1 hour just broke above this resistance, found support. Now it's pushing up. 30-minute broke this resistance, same thing. Now it's pushing up. So regardless, there's no like clear cut entry on this one right now. So I'm gonna wait and see kind of how this shakes out. Not too high on EU, and that's completely fine, guys. Someone actually asked in this about the signals. They said last week you didn't give out any. Let's see. They said last week you didn't give out any trades on any of the major pairs. And as you guys have instructed, I follow 2 to 3 pairs, whatever. And if you guys aren't giving trades on those pairs, it's hard to come up with my own, like use them to help me out my own ideas. And the reality is I've been trading a bunch of pairs right now, a bunch of the major pairs, a bunch of the minor pairs. And that's okay. That's okay. You just gotta, if there's a pair that I go through and I don't like the idea, there's no point to marry that pair. Like in my opinion right now, the way I'm seeing things, I'm not going to just force a trade. Like never force a trade just because that's your pair to trade. Just be patient. I say this to Nick all the time. I'd rather miss the move and just watch it go into profit with my bias than, potentially force a trade, get in early, make a mistake and get stopped out and whatever. So yeah, just be patient, guys. And if you're only following 2 or 3 pairs, because at times I do narrow my list down to like 2 to 3 pairs too. If you're only following 2 to 3 pairs and there's nothing there, just don't force trades. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're following a lot of pairs, if you're not in love with the setup, don't take the trade. At the end of the day, if you're not confident about the setup, just fucking don't look at it.
Yep.
Just run away.
Yeah, it's true though. But also you'll notice if you trade a lot of majors, especially USD pairs, and they're heavily correlated, let's say a certain week you have a lot of USD movement, or the week before. So now there's all consolidation. So there may be a week where you're not trading majors because they're not moving, or they just had a huge move. So they need to, pull back a little bit. They need to consolidate. So that's where, you'll look to some crosses or some exotics, and, you'll notice on those weeks that you'll find better opportunities with them opposed to majors, and then vice versa. It's just part of the market, guys. Impulse, then correction, impulse, correction, and so on and so on. It's never just going to trend in one direction forever, and then just week after week we're buying the same position or selling the same position, just not trading.
Yeah, so that's what one thing I've been just going through lately is if I'm breaking down, if I'm doing my top down analysis and the setup isn't exactly what I want to see, then I'm literally just moving the pair down my watch list. And then the other thing was they're like, oh, you don't cover all the pairs in the Sunday market blitz to the live calls. I mean, me and Nick cannot cover all the pairs because we will literally be here for fucking 2 hours, like 2.5 hours.
At least. And that's if we're being quick. We'll be like 2 hours. If you really want to get in depth, I mean, we're talking 20, 30 pairs plus, guys. So,
yeah, I cover literally 5 pairs and it takes like 30 minutes on average. Yeah. If we were to cover 25 pairs, we would be here for fucking forever. Whatever. We'd be here for 2.5 hours.
Yeah. So we do the free analysis where we can. We'll put it out all week long. I mean, those of you guys that are in Discord, and those of you that are in Signals know. So there is that. It's not like we're just taking trades randomly. We're always sharing the charts. You guys know what we're looking at inside those paid services. But, for the market blitz, it kind of is what it is. We're giving 12 free pairs, majors. It's not like some weird foreign currency that nobody trades. This is like pretty textbook stuff that everyone's looking at. And yeah, I mean, it's a good amount that we cover, I think.
Hell yeah. I'm actually interested. Nick's going to go. Someone said to go over gold. Nick's going to go over golds. I'm actually interested to see what your bias is on that one. Here,
there it is. I'll get to that in a second. Don't look at it. We'll get to that live. All right, so I'm just going to do a quick recap on DXY. Higher time frames, guys. We know that we're very bearish, right? Very bearish, clearly lower lows, lower highs, breaking support, and so on. But there is something that I want to bring to your attention right here, is that this rally right here through resistance, this monthly. So on a lower time frame, we're bullish, overall very bearish. This is interesting now in terms of the 4 hour, because we're going to drop down, and how it reacts here is really going to determine a lot for this daily time frame. Okay, so let's go to the 4 hour and I'll explain a little bit more. Okay, so again, the most significant level here is this monthly. As long as we're above it, we're bullish. If we break below it, we'll resume back to the overall bearish trend. Okay, but for now, it's looking very bullish, right? Nice rally. Yes, this is pulling back. This is just a correction. Again, as long as we're above support, we're good. We do have a minor level of resistance right here. So ideally, I want to see some sort of MA cross, bullish setups, rejection from the 38.2, and then bullish variations crossing through this minor resistance. That would be enough to, give me confidence and say that DXY is going to continue higher into, this resistance level at 92.5, and then our negative fib levels close to 93 flat. So right now it's looking bullish right on the 4 hour, but it could easily shoot back down. We got to see and wait here again. So if it does fall back below, look for our first target 90.8, and then a break of that, and then target lower down towards our next level of support. Okay, but until that happens, we're looking more bullish than anything else. On the daily. So let's go to the 4 hour, see what's going on. Okay, so now we're on the 4 hour. We're going to focus on this bit of structure here. So pretty much all the way from back here to now is relevant or current price action. So this is all going to determine or help us determine what our next move is. Okay, so if we look left, we've seen that this has been a significant level of resistance, 0.78, and we saw a bit of consolidation in this zone, and then also down near 0.76 a little bit. Why is that not squared up? There we go. This one too. Good. Okay, so So it's been bouncing in this area for a while, trying to figure out where it's going to go. We started seeing some huge bullish volume step into the market, started pushing higher. We reached a new high at 0.80. Then we pulled back pretty hard. We did get a little 4-hour transition in here, some lower lows, lower highs, moving lower. Found support at 0.768, came back through, gave us a 4-hour transition. Now we're above the MAs. So honestly, from here, we're pretty damn close to an entry. You'd be looking on the 1 hour, 30-minute now for some bullish variation to then enter on. If this does complete and we do get a break of 0.78, this is a completed inverse head and shoulders. Look to target 0.80, which is our 0% fib level. So this could be a really nice trade. Again, very close to entry where it stands right now. So this is what we'll be looking at. 240 on AU. It's a huge trade. And your stop loss, you could be pretty flexible with this. So if you want to be more conservative, drop it to a 2-to-1. Very good trade, 117, 115 pips for over 230. Or if you could be a little more, little closer on this one, just below this level of support, which would be the, the final shoulder of this inverse head and shoulders, well protected there with the MAs as well. So about 60 pips. We're looking just about 4-to-1, thereabout. So very, very good trade. Huge potential here, guys. Let's drop to the 1 hour for a second just to see what type of confirmations we're seeing, or if there are any. So yeah, clearly this is a pretty big level right here. We just pushed through it, came back down through the MAs, tested as support, pushed through. Now we're sitting above the MAs, waiting for some sort of conviction. So honestly, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. There's another minor level right here. So again, any more variations through this and then this zone, we'll be taking entries on. Looking pretty good on AU though. I like the way this is setting up. All right, and then
Yeah,
obviously, guys.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you. Check.
Yeah, no, I can.
You good now?
Hold on. I unmuted the wrong.
Now you're muted. I think. Oh no, the other one. Got you. So for us to consider shorts on this, guys, we really need to see just this pattern to fail entirely, break of support. But again, I mean, you could take a counter trend trade if you see some breaks of 0.768, get in on some sort of lower time frame, lower high, target this weekly. But you guys should know pretty much if you just zoom out for a second, this is bullish as long as price action is above this weekly. So technically it could pull back, reject from there, give us some higher lows and then entries, long entries there. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to take,
I was just going to say that I like the AU buy idea.
Right? Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Solid.
It's looking pretty good. Definitely. So
100%.
Just be careful if you guys see this fall out and you're looking for shorts. Just be very, very careful. This is major support here. Okay. All right. So yeah, looking good on AU. Definitely gonna wait for this to play out. I'm gonna long the shit out of this as soon as I see that confirmation. So if you're in signals, keep an eye out. Be ready. All right.
Oh, we're ready.
AJ's next, guys. You guys better be ready, right? If you're at the market blitz, you're ready. All right. AJ, guys, overall very bullish on the daily. The most significant zone that we broke recently would be this weekly, right at 83.25. Okay, and now we can see we're running above that. So let's drop to the 4 hour and see what we could spot, see what kind of opportunities we have. All right, so here we are. Let's go ahead and square this up a little bit, center this. All right, cool. All right, so huge rally. This is that weekly zone, right? So we did shoot to a new high, just shy of 85 flat, couple pips off. Then it pulled back, so that's a new 0%. Price action pulled back to our 61.8, right at fib level, right at 82.25, and then started pushing back up. So if we just take a second and see that this is the most significant zone this weekly, we're dancing around this level, right? We don't really have a high or low above it yet. We don't have a lower high, so price action's holding at this level. So we were waiting for something to give us confidence that whichever direction it goes, we're looking for, price action confidence, basically. So we're looking for a break to the upside, break to the downside. Because again, you really want to see some higher lows or lower highs if you're around a significant zone, right? So we saw this flag forming. That's a good sign. That was a continuation pattern. But again, we're at this weekly. So we wanted to wait for a break of the pattern with a higher low. Boom, we got it. Break and retest right there. And then we rallied from that. So that played out perfectly. That was a textbook entry. It's exactly what we wanted to see. I'm going to highlight this just so you guys can see it, right? There were no real good entries on this pair before this happened, because again, we didn't really have any confirmed higher lows. We were dancing around these MAs, this weekly zone, so we wanted to wait. We got a pattern, we got MAs, we got fib levels, we got our break and retest, higher low, so tons of confirmations. That was pretty much a perfect entry. You know what Angela was talking about earlier. You know, if you don't love the trade, don't take it. Okay, it has to play out exactly to what you want for you to have confidence in it, and this would be a good example of that. Okay, so now we're currently in this trade, right? It's still rallying. We're at the high. We're near 0%. So this could go one of two ways. Either it's going to keep rallying, in which case we'll see pretty much this happen. It's either just going to shoot to a new high, then we'll reanalyze, redraw fibs, and then come up with the new trade opportunities from there. So that's one way it could play out. Or, you know, we start rejecting a little bit. We are consolidating a bit here. You know, is this a weakening of the trend? Too early to tell. So if this does start to pull back, look for a higher low just above 83.55. Okay, if that happens, we get that higher low, we get that reversal. We'll see an MA cross in there as well, some bullish setups. That would be enough to then enter long on, and then target towards the prior high, which is 0%, and then our negative fib level up here around 86.1. Okay, so that's what we need to see to happen for us to get into a long opportunity comfortably, a high probability long opportunity anyway. It looked like this. But if this keeps rallying, I don't recommend buying it, guys. Your stop loss, there's no structure there. Your stop loss would be way too far away. It just wouldn't be the greatest potential trade. So this is a better option. Wait for the pullback. Again, 3 to 1, you know, just over 220 pips. Stop loss would be somewhere around 70, maybe a little bit tighter. 3 to 1, 4 to 1, somewhere in there. But really good trade if this plays out like that. Okay, so we'll be looking for it, waiting for this to kind of execute. If not, you know, we'll wait till next week, you know, and then you know, we'll see what else this thing's doing then. Okay, but for us to consider AJ bearish, what do we need to see, right? First thing would be a break of 83.55, some sort of lower high below, which you could then take a lower time frame trade, lower time frame short into the support level at 82.25. Okay, but then for a much larger bearish move or short opportunity, you know, you want to wait for a break of 82.25. Okay, some sort of lower high below, because again, this would still be a counter trend trade, and then this would be the true transition of a higher time frame here, 82.25. All right. So that's AJ. Not the cleanest this week. Was a little choppy earlier on, but you know, it's moving pretty good now. So we'll see how it does this week, either to keep rallying or we'll get that pullback. So let's move on to UJ. Okay, no surprise here. This is obviously going to do, it's going to correlate pretty much to whatever DXY does. I mean, DXY has been super bullish. We've been seeing a lot of bullishness out of UJ. So, you know, they typically, you know, obviously it's the strength of the dollar. This is UJ, so they'll go hand in hand for the most part. So let's just go to the daily time frame to start. Overall, we've been pretty bearish for a while. As you can see, lower lows, lower highs. We've been pushing lower and lower for quite a while. And then the most significant zone that we broke was 104.5, where we saw this channel push lower, and then it pulled back. And this was where we started seeing the first serious change of trend, right? So we're here. We saw this higher low. We see a push higher. We see a change of these MAs. We see a break of this 200, and then a huge rally through our weekly at 107. So UJ is full on bullish now because we've been seeing the US dollar rally. So we've been overall very bullish. And, you know, pretty much now we want to see if it's going to continue with that or if it's going to come crashing down. So with that in mind, let's go to the 4 hour. Let's just zoom in here for a second. Okay, this thing has just been skyrocketing clearly. And now we're consolidating a little bit, right? It's starting to slow down, right? It's starting to, you know, show equal amount of bears as bulls here, just kind of going sideways. So from here, it's going to react a couple ways. Either it's going to continue to consolidate. It's going to start to make attempts to push higher. Maybe we'll get a 0%, a new 0%, or we'll get a pullback, which clearly is overdue. This is very overextended. 38.2 is all the way down here. You know, it's pretty high up here. So it could definitely pull back. This would be ideal. right? Pull back to 38.2, look for some sort of reversal. Even close to the 107 would be acceptable. Any sort of reversal in here with proper confirmations to enter on, that would, I'll highlight it. That would be perfect somewhere in here. And then we'll target higher towards 0%, this resisting trend line, and then potentially towards our negative 27 fib level. Okay, for those of you that want to potentially short this, you really would want to wait for some sort of lower time frame retest of 108.425 after it breaks. So this orange trade path would be a potential sell, and this blue trade path would be where we'd be looking for potential longs. Okay. But again, keep in mind, guys, if you are shorting this, it's definitely a counter trend trade. You would merely be shorting a pullback into a larger, long opportunity. But yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. It's pretty high up there. All we can do is wait. I mean, like Angelo was saying, a lot of the major pairs had moved a ton. So we really just got to wait at this point before we can pull the trigger on these. But man, the volume's looking nice. So if we can see this pull back pretty quickly, we could get a very, very good long opportunity.
Yeah, go down to the 30-minute on this one.
Let me just square this up for a second here. So over 2 to 1, 3 to 1.
You want to go down to the 30-minute?
The 30? Yeah, but all my fibs are going to be skewed. So we can just look at this here, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm looking at this one. I'm actually trying to go bullish like now. It just pulled back a bit right now, though, but it just broke to start off, broke that like 109.05 or 050 level.
Yep.
Yeah, 109.050, like right there. And then obviously now it's pulling back. So I'm looking for it to find some sort of support here. If it doesn't, there's nothing to do with it right now, but it's obviously in a little bit of a flag too that just broke out. Yep. So yeah, this thing is definitely bullish.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So on this, it's definitely super bullish, right, guys? Well, what were you going to say about structure? I mean, this could definitely be like, this would just be higher risk if we don't see structure yet, right? So like, this is definitely possible here. So clearly we broke minor resistance here. We tested it. This is definitely a higher low. It's kind of consolidating a little bit. If it does pull back, we get some good confirmations, right? Definitely see it push higher. But if it does start to pull back, so if it does something like this.
Dude, how do I get that background? You got the Forex League background?
Yeah, it's nice, right? Go to virtual background and there's like a plus symbol. There should be.
Let me see.
So yeah, guys, that's UJ. So I mean, pretty much bullish all around, even on that lower time frame as we just covered. Just gotta wait to see how it plays out. Pulling back a little bit. Ideally, this would be, I really want to see structure. So anything else I would consider slightly higher risk. But yeah, that's what we're looking at on UJ right now. Let's move on to EJ, and then I'll wrap it up with gold. Daily time frame, EJ is super bullish, been for a while. Key zone that we broke recently was this monthly 126.5. We were consolidating around that zone for a minute, pulled back pretty hard, hit a fib level, and then started rallying, giving us this pretty steady bullish channel. So overall bullish. The daily, let's go to the 4 hour.
Oh yeah, clearly bullish.
Make a very bullish on this one. We're going to try. Let's see what we can do. All right, so this was actually pretty cool. Very, very steady bullish channel. We did see this consolidation last week. This was so perfect the way this broke out, man. So much volume. This thing just took off. And that's exactly what we expected, guys, right? So at this high, at this consolidation, we were literally waiting for a break to the upside or break to the downside. And we got the break to the upside. Our target was a negative 27 fib level. I think we're about there, or would have been about there now from the previous fib, but either way, it played out very well. So we actually redrew the fibs, right? Low to the high, off conviction. Okay, so this is that new measurement. Now this is a new 0%. We actually drag this. It looks like we're just testing higher. Okay, so now we want to see structure, right? We want to see a break of recent, we want to see a touch of recent broken resistance acting as new support. What this lines up pretty well at 38.2 fib level. So this is a good area of influence right above 129.45. Ideally, we would love to see a pullback through the MAs, some consolidation at this level. confirm that higher low, then present some bullish setups to then enter on. And that would be a phenomenal trade, honestly. That would be so textbook. Target the prior high at 0%, and then the negative fib level. So we're looking at 140. Stop loss would be pretty damn tight, 30 some odd pips. So just, what was that, a 4.5 to 1? Something like that. So
yeah, I would even try to, that 130 level is pretty solid. Like it's a nice support and resistance level.
Yeah.
I'd be trying to get in. If it does retest that level again,
right
based on how we,
like I see.
yeah, I'm trying to get in there.
Right. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, again, guys, it doesn't mean that's a bad entry. So this is what Angelo's saying. So he's saying this is a good area right here. Lines up with prior resistance. Nice psychological level at 130. If you look to the right, you'll see it. Okay, 130. So this could definitely play out, right? If it wicks off this zone again, then starts showing some lower time frame setups. That's totally acceptable, guys, right? Definitely acceptable. If it comes back down, catch a nice long opportunity. But again, I mean, it's a good opportunity, but you definitely want to increase your chances after structure. So this could be a phenomenal trade. It could go 150 pips. I'm just going to base it on the 4 hour for now. The most conservative entry would be around 38.2. Okay. But yeah, so for us to consider short scenarios in EJ, what's the first thing that needs to happen? We need to break back into consolidation below 129.45, right? But even so, even then, it's still overall very bullish, right? So the real transition would be on a break of 128.9 and out of this bullish channel. Okay, so that just shows you how bullish this thing is. It's got to fall through all these levels, right, to change the overall bias. Okay, again, that doesn't mean you can't take nice short opportunities in here if the confirmation is there. There's just more risk, right? Obviously here, the highest probability setup is going to be with the trend. So obviously a buy, okay? But we take to cover, kind of all angles here. So that's it for EJ. Let's go ahead and jump over to gold, which is looking pretty interesting. Daily time frame to start, bearish, very, very bearish, guys. And it was bearish on this daily since 2070 and all the way to now, basically. But the biggest level that we moved through was 1800, was holding as support for a while on the higher time frame, the weekly. But once we moved through that, the weekly became bearish, and then this thing just started tumbling. So overall, very bearish. Let's go to the 4 hour, see what type of trades we can spot. Okay, so we're pretty far down here, right? We found a new low at our monthly, pretty much to the exact pip, like, are pretty damn close to it, 1675. And then we reversed from there. We moved to a lower high, confirming a higher low now, just above 1710. So on this time frame, gold's looking bullish, guys. It is. And there's a good amount of volume here too. So I think it's very likely that this will continue to rally into resistance just around 1765. Clearly, you can see that there's a nice level right at our 61.8 fib level. The 200 EMA will be damn close to there as well. So that could be a nice long opportunity. This would be your target. And then, at this area, at this level, 1765, we would be expecting a reversal because that does line up with a continuation of the overall bearish trend. Okay, so the orange trade path kind of signifies a long opportunity, and the blue trade path is the overall bearish continuation short opportunity. All right, so we'd be targeting down towards 1710 and potentially lower back down towards 1675. All right, so that's gold. Looking pretty
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at on gold, because that's a nice reversal. And then
this is
go up to the daily. Yeah, see, it's fighting that mini resistance right now. We obviously got that long ass wick to the downside though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so there's a little bit of resistance here. Yeah, this little level in here, pretty much 1725. Yeah, some indecision in there, but yeah, we'll see how it plays out, guys. Again, we're not going to pull the trigger on anything just yet. We really want to see this higher low follow through. And here's a little tip, guys, to kind of figure out where this is going to go on this time frame. Look at these MAs. They haven't quite crossed yet. So this is going to be a good indication in the next hour and a half on these next two candles. Okay, so Just see how it reacts. See if this momentum continues. If we start to stall, we see some indecision candles. These MAs are sideways and they start separating a little more. You know, this bullish volume isn't going to come through just yet. Then, okay. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Quick recap from me. I did DXY, AU, AJ, UJ, UJ, and gold.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so the Sunday sessions are always normally a little bit shorter, guys. We always want to wait until the market opens up, moves a bit. There are some gaps that are in today. So we're gonna wait for those things to close up. I normally don't take trades on Sunday night, but lately there have been some crazy trades actually kind of like late Asian session for us. So yeah, so I might take some positions tonight. Things are setting up right now, but yeah, those people that are obviously in the signals, we're gonna do, and we just recorded an analysis video. I'm uploading it now, specifically for them. It's gonna be talking like about entries and where we're looking to enter current positions right now. Just to reiterate, this video is for free. You know, it's just going over the higher time frame. The analysis that we put out, you could actually go in there. Yeah, that we put out in the Discord. This is all just 4 hour and above. So you could really use this as a guide. If you guys are obviously learning beginners, you could use this as a guide for you this week, you know, based on how we're seeing market structure on the higher time frames. All you got to do is kind of follow it throughout the week using that play button. And that's pretty much it. So I was going to do a little announcement at the end of the session. We've got about 24 people on here. Normally a bit more, but on Sundays is a little bit less. I'm going to drop the updates in the chat afterwards. We're going to do a discount on our membership, but there's also going to be a pretty big discount on the FX Seed, the master trader accounts. So this is recorded, so people on YouTube that are going to watch this, the last day to purchase the master trader accounts for next month, which starts April 1st, is going to be March 22nd. So, oh my God, what fucking chart is this? This thing looks disgusting.
This is what I'm holding, yeah.
Yeah, this looks nasty.
Look at this movement lately, though.
Oof.
100%.
It's bullish. It's bullish as fuck.
Yeah.
Look at this every time frame. It's pulling back right now, but it's about to hit that support.
Ignore all these wicks. This is just nothing.
Yeah, it's about to hit that nice support.
Fuck these wicks.
Damn. So yeah, just to finish up, guys, we're gonna do a discount. The Master Trader program will be about 25% off. Forex League will be 40% off. So I'm gonna post the details on that right after this, and this is obviously recorded. So we'll post this on YouTube, and oh shit, we'll post this on YouTube, and we'll get that out there to you guys. And obviously, best of luck this week. If y'all have any questions, just hit us up inside of the Discord chat. That's the best place to reach us because we got fucking so many messages going on right now.
Yep.
And and we'll be back Wednesday. Wednesday will be the next free live session. We'll be back Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys then.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Peace out.